How you doing, dear?
All right.
How's your day going so far?
It's been an adventure so far. I went to go to Detox last Friday, and I went in, and by Saturday, like 1 a.m., I was so sick. Like my blood pressure was 220 over 160, but my heart rate was only 40. And I felt like I was gonna die. So they took me to the hospital, and they gave me all kinds of meds, like morphine and Dilaudid and stuff that you would think would really do the trick, but they got me just well enough to leave. And I regret that, because they would have helped me more than any detox would have. Like, they would have helped me at the hospital, but...
What hospital was it?
I was at Jefferson.
How did they treat you?
Great. That's why I regret leaving. Like, the doctor was awesome, and then the RN that was assigned to me, he was awesome. Like, they didn't let me suffer.
That's good.
Like a lot of places do.
I hear that a lot from
they feel like you deserve it. Like, you bought this.
What?
And they've said it. They've said it, like, you gotta pay the price. Well, what did you think would happen? That's the whole thing. Like, you don't think.
This wasn't happening years and years ago. People
Right.
weren't in this state that they're in now years ago.
Ever. Before, like, on heroin, you could kick in 3 days, and it was bearable. Like, it sucked like a bad cold, like bad flu, but it wasn't like this. You really think about running your head into a wall for relief.
It's sad. I hear people screaming.
Yes, and I'm not dramatic. Like, I had 5 kids. I can take pain. I got an abusive ex. I can take. This is nothing you would ever wish on your worst enemy ever.
Yeah.
It is disgusting and vile and so painful. It's like you feel like you're gonna have a stroke or a seizure. You're like,
You die. People are dying from it.
and it used to be you could only die from benzos or alcohol, and that's the only way you're approved. Still, that's the only way you're approved for detox. So I have to go get a Xanax and take that, or crush it up and put it in my pee to get into detox, because what they're saying isn't bad enough. The last time my jaw locked up, and this was after they gave me 60 milligrams of fentanyl, 60 milligrams of methadone, and all these comfort meds. And my jaw locked up, and I was at like sweating buckets, and like my muscles were getting, it was horrible.
All right, dear, let's get right into it. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Thanks.
Yeah, can you introduce yourself, dear? Your name?
My name's Jennifer.
How old are you, Jennifer?
43.
When is your birthday?
July 26, 1981.
What's the best birthday gift you have ever received?
A couple of years ago, I had all my kids together at the same time. They came to see me.
That's the best, right?
The best.
I agree. How many children do you have?
5. My kids are so good. Like, I don't deserve how, like, they are amazing people. And, like, I guess if I had to say I did one good thing in my life, is I made 5 awesome people.
That's great.
Like, they're not assholes. They're kind. And thank God they don't have addiction so far. And
That's good. Yeah, so what do you miss most about being a mother?
everything. Everything. Even the fighting. I have a special relationship with each of my kids. Like, they used to always tease and say, like, my baby was my favorite. But, like, they're all my favorite.
Yeah, I tell people that you shouldn't have a favorite child, because one child is going to feel like, oh.
And it's, like, impossible for me to have a favorite, because they're all, like, amazing in their own way. They're all my favorite for a different reason. I miss that. I just miss being close. I miss watching Supernatural on the couch, and
miss those days Were those times like some of the happiest time of your life?
Yeah, like looking back, some of the happiest times is like in the mornings when their dad would go to work and they would all wake up one at a time and jump into my bed, and we would like have breakfast, like all different stages, whatever we want, watch SpongeBob for hours on a weekend morning.
Great memories. So yeah, let's do a little throwback. Jennifer, how were you introduced to these drugs?
When I was 17, I had already had one kid, and I had moved out, and I was living with my kid's father, and it was a lot of stress. I had my oldest son when I was 16, and so I was going to high school and working, and my older brother, Jimmy, he was a year older than me, and he ended up being on the streets and dropping out of school and being on heroin. And then the one day I was just so stressed out, like thinking my boyfriend was cheating. I had to go to work, I had homework, my kid wouldn't stop crying, I didn't know what to do. And my brother tried to help, like he's like, this will help you. And it did, but it also cost a lot. And he regretted it every day, and he died in 2003 of an overdose.
That just made me so sad. I'm sorry that happened to him and that happened to you too, as far as drugs. They come into our life and it takes so much away from us.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. So now, how you ended up in Kensington?
Well, I live in Torresdale, on Torresdale in Tacony. And I was supposed to go back into Detox today, but when I had a couple of bags, you always bring a couple of bags in to make sure like you're not sick until you start getting one. And I had gotten my clothes that I had left there from before, and they let me in a bathroom to change. So I changed and left and went outside, and I went to go mix up a bag. And I realized I must have freaking dropped it on the bathroom floor, dropped it because it was stuck to my pants. Both, everything I had. So instead of just going in there like I should have, I left to go get more.
And that's what the drugs do, it tricks you. And it happened to so many people. I hear that story from people who have their own apartment, their own place, and they are still out here due to the drugs. What's your living status?
I live with my boyfriend, and he doesn't do drugs. He's from Ecuador, and we've been together for almost 4 years, but it's hard, and we're at like a breaking point now.
Yeah.
Because he's done everything a person can do to help, and I keep going back, but this might be it, you know.
Hopefully you stick to your word. Just make sure you're ready and you want to do this. I know we try to do things for other people, but that don't work out when we do it for other people, right? A lot of times we end up relapsing. Do it for yourself. What all have you lost due to your addiction? What all has it taken away from you?
Growing up, it was my brother Jimmy, my kid's dad, Jared, that I got pregnant with when I was 15. My cousin Becky was the same age as me.
Damn.
And I'm the only one left.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy died when he was 23. Jared and Becky died within a week of each other in 2013.
That's sad.
It's really sad.
We have lost so many people, especially in Kensington too. So many people have died out here, and in life in general with addiction. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying.
I can't tell you how many people that I've Narcan or gave CPR to and watched people walk over them like they're nothing, or run their pockets and then keep going.
What's the bravest thing you ever done?
Bravest.
If you can think of it. If you can't, we could skip.
The bravest thing I ever done. Just going to detox, keep on trying, living. I wanted to give up so many times, but I can't do that.
So what drugs are you struggling out here with, Jennifer? No judgment.
Dope and coke. Well, dope is a mix of fentanyl and drink, and cocaine powder, and I shoot it.
Is that what they call
Speedball.
Speedball.
And it's very dangerous. It's very stupid, and I'm not stupid.
How many times a day would you say you do it?
6, 7. I used to cry when my brother would shoot in his neck. Because I would, Jimmy, you're gonna die. And that's you know.
Yeah. What's a day in your life look like?
Lately, I've been trying to do less, so I wake up when withdrawal wakes me up, and it's disgusting. It's hard. It's gut-wrenching, and it's throwing up for 15 minutes from Torresdale Ave to Kensington Ave. Like walking down the street, seeing stars until I can get it, and then force myself to stop shaking long enough to get it in my body. And then I'm on a clock until
to the next one, right?
the next one.
Yeah, that's a tough life. And do you want to live this life?
Hell no. Hell no, I don't.
What's driving your addiction?
Yes. Fear, guilt, sadness. I don't know. It's what I know.
Right. If you could time travel, what time would you go to and why?
I would go back before anything bad happened. When I would go visit my grandma in Brigantine and spend the weekend with her. When I was like 12. And it had so many possibilities.
So yeah, what were you like in high school?
I was a rebel. So I got pregnant when I was 15. I had my son when I was 16. But before that, I had struggled with, like, I used my home life. Like I didn't like, my stepdad was an awful person, and my mom worked a lot. I took care of my brothers and sisters a lot because my mom worked a lot, and I even my older brother, like I was like the responsible one at home. So like at school, like as soon as I could remember, like I would miss the bus on purpose and smoke cigarettes on the way to school with my friend and all that kind of stuff. I had pink hair and black lipstick, and you know.
How did it make you feel having a babysit for your mom? I have done that too, so I know. You feel like you being robbed of the good times of your friends. You gotta be at home.
I did a lot, and it was always because like my friends had so much more freedom. This was like the 90s, so like everybody was out, like riding bikes, chilling. Like it was rough. Like if I could go out, it'd be like for 1 hour, and I'd have to check in and like come back with an app. Like it was hard, and like having a boyfriend and all that kind of stuff. Like I would always get my heart broken because I couldn't go out and fucking go skating. I couldn't go out and do the movies. Like all that kind of stuff.
What are your short-term goals?
I want to be clean for Christmas. I want to every year everybody goes to my mom's house. Like all my kids and my grandsons and my brother and my sisters and their kids. And it's a lot. My mom and dad, my dad's been sick. He's had some problems lately. I just want to be there and be clean.
And hopefully you will. You're speaking it into existence, so the universe is listening. You know, you just gotta take the steps in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
So If your friends and your family see this video, what message would you like to send to them?
I'm sorry. I promise I won't stop trying.
What's your message for the world?
This isn't fun for us. This wasn't. Look at how bad it is, and just like nobody would choose cancer or any other horrible disease. Like, we might have chose the first job, but we didn't choose the addiction, and it's hard. And it doesn't mean that we don't love you.
Okay, Jennifer, thank you so much for this video, and we're gonna stay connected. AML family, don't be bitter, be better, and we out there. But wait, before I close, Jennifer, what help do you need if people want to reach out to you and help you? Do you have an email?
BKUPJHESS81@gmail.com.
Cool.
It's backup JHES81.
Love is my